Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you have a wonderful day today. We're gonna be checking out a video here because, like I said a while back, I was wanting to try, just some other videos. Even it may hurt the channel because politics. That's just the way politics are. Unfortunately, this video here though is from Sky News. And before we go into the real quick question, is this an outlook from outside of the United States? Like, is this actually from Australia itself? Or is this like a branch or department that they have here? Because if it is, then that's pretty cool. That's a good way. I mean, I like to hear how other countries are seeing things because that lets us know how our media is portraying the stuff over there. Yeah, different outlook. But I was just curious about that. I mean, I've watched this channel for a little bit. It kept popping up in my feed, so might be like a conservative one or something like that.
Well, trade wars aren't the only wars we need to worry about. In the Middle East, tensions are building in the Red Sea and Indian Ocean between the U.S., Iran, and Iran's proxies, the Houthis.
I was covering that
Those
up.
tensions continue to mount. Joining me now to discuss what's going on
Yeah,
is
man,
my
they won't
good
stop
friend,
shooting at our
Hudson
boats.
Institute senior fellow Michael Doran. Michael, we've been talking for more than a year about Iran and the Houthis, but it appears that
My kind sir, it is pronounced Iran.
there's been quite a major buildup of American forces in the region targeting or potentially targeting the Houthis and possibly even Iran. Tell us about it.
Well, thanks for having me. It looks like Donald Trump it means business with regard to the Iranian nuclear program. I think he wants a negotiation if he can get it, and he wants to negotiate from strength. The first thing he's doing is cutting down the.
Is this the guy from Pootie Tang? Because he's just kind of saying the obvious. He seems nervous too, though.
The first thing he's doing is cutting down the sole remaining proxy of the Iranians that is completely intact after the Iranian-Israel war. That's the Houthis. He's taking them down. You could say, James, a year from now, we might say that this was the opening move in a negotiation between Tehran and Washington, or we might say it was the opening move in a war between the United States and Iran to end Iran's nuclear program.
I want the first option. I'd prefer the first option. It's going to sound odd. This is going to sound odd. I really think that Iran and the United States, there's bound to be something that we could do with the trading and stuff like that to help each other out. There's bound to be. There's no need to be hating each other just because countries.
Trump is putting himself in a position to have.
But he's got to stop letting people shoot our boats.
Whether to go ahead with the negotiation, if he can bring the Iranians to the table, or to go ahead with military action.
Well, there's already been some military action against the Houthis, and I've seen reports just in the last few hours that Iran is starting to pull some of its forces out of the Houthi areas. Does that suggest that Iran kind of realizes that if the U.S. is putting in bombers in Diego Garcia and moving ships into the region and all of the other positioning that's happening there, this might not end well for their regime?
There's something a lot of people didn't realize. The United States has already done something that it really has went past a lot of people's, it's like, check it out. He got control back of the Panama Canal, right? Second biggest trade lane. It's a chokehold also, where you have to go all the way around the continent. We got set up over there in the Red Sea. Now we basically have control of that. We took over some aircraft carriers and I believe we won right up underneath and right above. Like pretty much, we have done put a chokehold on both sides of the world, and we have now surrounded basically like Yemen and Iran. Like it's all surrounded, and it kind of went by with nobody noticing.
All the signaling, as far as I can tell, all of the signaling says that the Americans really mean business. And Donald Trump, of course, reversed the rules of engagement that the Biden administration had imposed.
He didn't. He's not really answering the question though. Here, he asked about.
All the signaling, as far as I can tell, all of the signaling says that the Americans really mean business. And Donald Trump, of course, reversed the rules of engagement that the Biden administration had imposed, which allowed the United States to respond to Houthi attacks only defensively, only against the missiles that were being put on launchers, and only then against the missiles themselves, not against any leadership targets or critical military infrastructure. So I think he's sending a message of seriousness. The question is, are the Iranians going?
Yeah, he dodged that question. He didn't even answer the question. I'll tell y'all my thoughts on it. I wouldn't take too much into it. If I was Iran, I wouldn't leave my stuff over there either, sitting there within getting blown up range. Think of it as like leaving your car somewhere you know it's going to be bombed. I wouldn't read much into that. It's more of just like a common sense thing. So I wouldn't read into that. The old thing was we was really limited on what we could do as far as retaliation. When before it was like, if you shot at us, then we could just take you out. It's not really like that though. We don't really ever done that, but I'm gonna fast forward here so we get past some more.
Well, tell me too about the island of Diego Garcia. And some of the positioning that's been done there, bombers, strategic bombers, and as Trump might say, like you've never seen before on those islands here.
This says tensions down there.
Are these islands a potential target for Iranian ballistic missiles? And if Iran was to allow the Houthis to strike at that or do it themselves, would that indicate, a casus belli for America to go in a much bigger sort of...
I don't think Iran would go that far. An ICBM? Why would they do that? They know what that retaliation would cause. No, they wouldn't do that. Please don't. There's a lot of people in your country. There ain't no need for all that stuff.
Capacity.
No, I think the key signal there isn't really
Six?
about the
We sent six bombers?
Iranian ballistic missiles. It's really that the United States is putting in place the forces.
I didn't know we surrounded them with
can
that.
drop bombs heavy enough to really penetrate the hardened Iranian targets. I think that's the big message there.
And in all of this, the question of what's Israel's involvement in this? Would this?
Y'all, 6 B-2s. I thought we'd use something different. I didn't know we put those. The Iraqi war. Yeah. We only used one. One of them just flew around, just blowing shit up all night. Because they couldn't even see it. And he put 6 over there.
This is saying basically Israel
That's
has always
overkill,
wanted
man.
to go and take these nuclear sites out, but then they'd be saying, well, no, leave this one to us if they do decide to do this?
Well, I had talks with senior Israeli officials recently, and they told me something very interesting, which is that...
Before he says something about them, I will say, Israel has been kind of antsy. I mean, I don't blame them at all, though. I would be, too, after what happened. I'm going to take a moment of silence here. That was still horrible. Never forget the 7th. That's what actually started it. I'm just going to move on.
That they believe that Donald Trump shares their strategic goal, that is to eliminate the Iranian nuclear program, also the Iranian threat, ballistic missile and proxy threat around the region. They think there's a disagreement between Jerusalem and Washington about the tactics. Trump wants to give it more time. He wants to try to get to a negotiation with the Iranians, but the Israelis believe he's sincere about this strategic goal. And it's a different attitude than they had toward the Biden administration, where they believe that the Biden administration said we agree on the strategic goal, but we disagree on tactics. But they didn't really. That was just a kind of papering, a kind of nice way to paper over the differences. I think they believe that
that's a really weird way of saying
this,
that.
and they believe that Trump wants it for the American interest, not for Israel. So they're
I'm sorry, I've been blocking his name. It's Michael Doran. Sorry about that, y'all. There it is right there, though. My bad, Michael. What I take, though, from that, I believe that just means that Israel actually is believing more of what we're saying, so they will step back and try and let more peace talk try to happen. Like, let's all just calm down just a little bit. Let's put our big sticks away, get some like sporks out or something, you know. Let's yeah, that kind of thing. The world's getting to a little bit of a point where we might not be able to come back from if we keep going. So we need to be talking peaceful and get stuff done through talk, not brute force right now. Yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe even subscribe if you liked it. But let me know what you think down there. People could be disrespectful. Just let's try not to don't make it personal, like a direct attack, if y'all wouldn't mind. Because I know, you know, political talks can get emotional. It's all good. It's, as long as it's not like a direct personal attack, I think that's still cool. Because we should be talking to each other. I mean, we're Americans and stuff. We're supposed to. That's what we're supposed to do. And I know I'm a passionate person about my country. I'm going to assume the person I'm talking to is too. That's why I say that. I know their state of mind. Hey, y'all, much love and respect. Yeah, man. Love everybody no matter where they are, y'all. We are not our governments. Much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later.